WWE's in a really weird place right now, as evidenced by a lot of your wrestling hot takes for WWE Saturday night's main event last night. Of course, CM Punk won the World Heavyweight Championship, but like even Saturday night's main event is in a weird place. Fans really seem to want to be passionate about something. And so we're going to take a look at your hot takes today. First up, the Ben-word, he says, I ordered my curry Saturday night, got delivered, opened it, tasted it, and it burned my tongue. Now that was a hot take away. I don't think you quite understand the point of hot. This is not like a lip. Observer says, why are they belting up the entire AEW roster, man? Have you seen the picture where Triple H apparently wasn't even there last night? If Triple H knew that we were going to be crowning two champions, why wouldn't he be there so he could do the point thing? You got to point to people. Instead, you have the AEW roster circuit 2021 all in a picture together, which was pretty cool, to be honest with you. That was pretty neat. You know, AEW, great farm system for WWE. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. Let's just move on. Eldon Brujo says this was by far a better show than WrestlePalooza. All right, but that bar is set really, really low. Like WrestlePalooza was not a well-liked show. So that's like, you know, that's not really saying a whole lot. This would be a hot take if you were like, this was a way better show than Crown Jewel Perth. And it's like, what a sizzling hot take that is. The Wallinator says not being bound to NBC's commercial breaks noticeably improved the match quality of Saturday night's main event. To which the Green Pianist says, in what universe is this a hot take? To which the Wallinator replies, you and I both know these videos largely stopped being about hot takes a long time ago. It's just a brand name to get people to participate at this point. We're all just playing the game now. Damn, dude. I feel like I've been called out here. Anyways, what was the original hot take here? It was not being bound to NBC's commercial breaks noticeably improved. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if by match quality you mean the matches were not interrupted by commercials, agree 1,000%. Absolutely. I think they were given like a little bit more time to actually wrestle as well. I haven't actually looked at a comparison of like when it was on network versus like this new era of just being on Peacock. But yes, absolutely. There's only 2 commercial breaks, I think, per hour in this Saturday night's main event as opposed to 5 the way it used to be. So yes, the overall show was definitely improved. The match quality, I don't know, because the match quality depends on the actual match in the ring. And I'll be honest with you, the first match left a bit to be desired. It was all right. It was okay. Cody versus Drew, Main event, guys, I was not a fan of. You can blast me in the comments. I don't care. I thought that match was dog shit. Why is it CM Punk and Jey Uso moved so slow in that match? There were so many rest holds. There were a couple of like really awful botches. Yeah, that was not a good match. And I don't think any amount of show format would have saved that from being good. If you guys disagree and you like the match, that's cool. Load me up in the comments. I'm fine with that. I don't care. But that I did not think that was a good match. Tony Pokemon Guy says, I love Phil, but that was maybe the worst spear ever. It was an anti-spear. He just sort of stood there and, and opened his arms for like a hug. Yeah, that was gnarly. That was pretty gnarly. Ozzy says, Rusev scaring the kid was so funny. I love that match. I actually really, really enjoyed that match. And yeah, that little bit, blink if you miss it, where Rusev just screamed at that kid. He went, ah! And then you could see Rusev kind of laughing about it. I like that. That was a cool moment. Felt very house showy. That was a fun match. OJ the Black says, Jade Cargill should have won the women's championship on a much bigger stage than Saturday night's main event. Yeah, I don't know what stage Saturday night's main event should have been. Like, they could have built this to like be a huge SmackDown main event and drew a lot of eyeballs to like their TV, which is just sort of sagging in the ratings right now. And I feel like it would have been a bigger deal than what we got on Saturday night's main event. I feel like main eventing a SmackDown is better than being in the mid card on a Saturday night's main event at this point. And I don't know why I think that. It just feels like it's being buried on Peacock. If it was still on NBC, okay, that's one thing. But it's like buried on Peacock. Like, basically, you would think that a lot of wrestling fans have maybe ditched their Peacock because they're moving over to the ESPN thing. And it's like, what do you have on Peacock? NXT and Saturday night's main event? Those are scraps. I don't need to spend $12, $14 or whatever it is on that. I get it free with Xfinity, which means I also get ads. But yeah, I don't need all that. I'm just going to go over here to this. So I don't know how many people watch this. I don't know if we'll ever know how many people watch this because I don't think they do the thing. I don't think they publish their numbers. So, yeah, I don't know. Should it have been on a bigger stage than that? Yeah, probably like an actual premium live event. But I feel like they just wanted to get this done. I love the decision because you got to keep going with Jade's momentum. Could you imagine how much they would have dumped on this had they done like a wonk finish? Like, Jade just beats the shit out of Tiffany so much that they DQ her. She doesn't listen to the ref when the ref calls 5 because Jade is beating her up so bad. And then they just DQ her so Jade walks away without the title, but, showing that she's a dog. People would have shit all over that. You just got to do the thing. Just do the thing where you give Jade the title. So I'm cool with it on that account. But yeah, I don't disagree with this, but I don't really know what Saturday Night's Main Event's supposed to be these days. Paradox says determining Cena's final opponent by tournament is perfect. I like that they're having so many people in it. I like that it's a 16-man tournament. I don't really know what to make of the plus people who don't even work here. Like, WWE owns AAA, so you can't really say that a AAA talent in this tournament, even that we're going to see that, you can't really say that that's somebody who doesn't work here. I know it's a different promotion, but it's still owned by WWE. NXT is kind of interesting. There's some names that'll be kind of interesting coming out of there for the tournament. But otherwise, like Joe Hendry, TNA. It's a friendly promotion, so we're going to see Joe Hendry in this thing. Anybody else in there? Mike Santana, maybe. Moose, maybe. They can do some interesting things, but will they? I don't expect Jericho to be in this tournament because Jericho's not going to be the guy to retire Cena. And Jericho's not going to lose his first match coming back or even a second match coming back because you go from 16 down to 8, 8 down to 4, 4 down to 2, and then you have that match there. So I think it's 4 matches. Am I right on that, or is it 3 matches? I don't know. In any event, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with the tournament. I think the tournament's a good idea. Makes it feel like a big deal. Let's see here. What else do we have? Jimbo Slice says, I can't explain it, but Punk's first proper world title win feels empty. I didn't realize how invested I was in his feud with Seth. Yeah, they had to deviate from the plan. And I don't know what the plan would have been. Punk winning at WrestleMania, maybe? Would have been the deal? Maybe that would have been the deal. But yeah, again, it's on Saturday Night's Main Event. They needed to do a thing, but would it have been better? Is it possible that a Raw main event for this title would have been a bigger deal than a Saturday Night's Main Event? I think that's a possibility. If you really do the thing where all throughout the episode, they're doing interviews and video packages, you make it feel like a big match. This was obligation. And then on top of that, the match was crap itself. Drew Diesel says Jade winning the title was the best thing to happen in the SmackDown Women's division. It's been lifeless under Tiffany. Yeah, because she's had 2 opponents, Nia and Jade. I know she's had other matches, but it's been a while since she's been in anything besides Nia and Jade. So yeah, this helps things. But Jade's going to run into the same problem. I guess now that she's a bad guy, that kind of helps things because Tiffany's been a good guy. But SmackDown needs more women. They need to call up some people from NXT to fight Jade. Also, Bianca will be back eventually. And then you have Charlotte and Alexa there. They could be singles, even while they're a tag team. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that all works out. But I think it's good for the SmackDown Women's division. I agree with that. Get Up on the Mic says, I think putting Jay in this spot only to have him just lose is almost like a punishment for being so ass this year once the bright lights were on him. I don't think it's punishment. I think that they've got plans for Jay. There were some boos in the crowd for Jey Uso, though. There was a whole chant of people saying, Jay, you suck. So maybe the internet is caught up with a live crowd? I don't know. In any event, it does sort of seem like they're going to move in a bad guy. That's the only thing you could do at this point with Jay, is move on to become to do a bad guy thing with him. So I don't think it's punishment. He went on he main evented the show, and yes, he lost, but LA Knight wasn't in the main event. That would have been a better spot for him. But then if he lost, y'all would be complaining about it should have been LA Knight, which yeah, it should have been. Art Guy says Drew McIntyre is now officially Dolph Ziggler. Ouch. Again, he was in the world title scene here with Cody. I don't know what Drew does from here. You got to think Drew could be the guy to dethrone Cody. Are they going to run back Drew and Cody at WrestleMania? Are they going to have Drew win one of the things, the Rumble or the Chamber? Chamber's in Chicago, but Phil's the champion. So Phil will just win his title defense at Chamber. He won't be in the Chamber. Maybe Drew gets in the Chamber. Maybe I don't know. Who wins at the Rumble? Who wins at the Rumble? Uh-oh, that fell. Kyle Canyon, who better than Canyon, says Punk's reign won't be good until he spray paints the belt. Oh, you guys can see it right here. I still have my AEW Real World's Championship. I agree with this take. I think he should totally do the X through the belt. I think it'd be cool. I'd buy that replica. Atticus says, I think it's over for Drew. He's just another Damian Priest. Damn, you guys are savage. He is Dolph Ziggler. He is Damian Priest. Look, Drew has to fall really far down the card to be Damian Priest or Dolph Ziggler. I think he was almost Dolph Ziggler when they put him in a thing with Jacob Fatu, but then Jacob Fatu had the dental thing, and so they put Drew back up into the scene with Cody. And I think because Cody used that DDT on the title, it motivates another match. What do they got coming up? Well, they got the stadium shit. They got the War Games coming up. Cody doesn't have to be at War Games. November 29th. Drew McIntyre. Here's my hot take. Drew McIntyre is going to win the title November 29th. I'll bet money on that one. I won't actually bet money on that one. The Mr. Dave says Saturday night's main event was not the place to give Punk the title. They should have kept for a big pay-per-view itself. I know, but what's the alternative? I don't know that you wait until Survivor Series to have a world champion. And on top of that, they got a new deal with Peacock, so why not crown the world champion at Saturday night's main event? I get it. I get why they're doing it. I honestly think that if the match was really, really good, and if they captured the drama of it, then maybe most of you would be singing a different tune with this. Because I understand where you're coming from. I really do. It's like Saturday night's main event. What the fuck is it supposed to be anymore? So, WWE's in a weird place. And I feel like a lot of your hot takes kind of echo that sentiment, even if you are not saying it explicitly. Just the hot takes are all over the map. I get on Twitter and the comments are all over the map. So anyways, that's going to do it for this edition of Hot Takes. I don't know what to think, but I got some new shit over at mfshophere.com. I got a new print over there. It's the Batman Who Laughs. You guys can check that out. If you like it, buy it. If not, I get it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.